Have you ever sat in a room so quiet that the silence starts to have a texture? It's not a lack of sound. It's a pressure, like the air itself is waiting for you to move. There is a specific frequency of anxiety that doesn't feel like fear. Fear is sharp. Fear is a reaction to immediate danger. This is different. This is a hum. It feels like the cabin pressure in an airplane cruising at 30,000 feet. You are perfectly safe. The temperature is regulated. The air is filtered. And yet, your body knows it is in an unnatural state. You are waiting for a drop. Many people spend their entire professional lives in this state of pressurized suspension. You check your phone. You check the metrics. Everything is green. Everything is proceeding according to the plan. But the hum doesn't go away. It gets louder in the quiet moments. This isn't a malfunction in your brain. It is your instinct reacting to a high-compression environment. You have been placed inside a mechanism that requires constant, steady pressure to function, and you are the thing being compressed. We are taught that reliability is a virtue, and socially it is. But mechanically, reliability has a different definition. In engineering, a reliable part is one that performs exactly the same way every single time under varying conditions. It does not surprise the system. It does not improvise. When you became reliable at your work, you thought you were building value. You thought you were becoming indispensable. But what you were actually doing was removing your own edges. You were smoothing yourself out. You became the path of least resistance for other people's problems. The system loves the path of least resistance. It flows energy through you because you don't fight back. You don't cause friction. You just handle it. And as you became more efficient, the system increased the load, not because it hates you, but because you proved you could take it without breaking. You optimized yourself into a load-bearing wall, and you cannot move a load-bearing wall without collapsing the house. Let's look at the mathematics of best practices. When a system solves a problem, it looks for the most efficient method. Once that method is found, it is standardized. Everyone is told to follow the standard. This makes sense for the system, but for the individual, it creates a convergence. If everyone follows the optimal path, everyone ends up at the same destination, looking exactly the same. Your unique skills, the things that made you you, are treated as inefficiencies. They are deviations from the standard. The system doesn't want your creativity. It wants your compliance with the protocol. It is like image compression. To save space, the computer averages out the colors in a block of pixels. It deletes the detail to preserve the structure. You are feeling the pressure of that compression. You are trying to remain a high-resolution detail in a low-resolution world. And the system is constantly trying to average you out. There is a component in electrical engineering called a voltage regulator. Its job is simple. It takes an input of varying voltage, sometimes high, sometimes low, and it outputs a flat, constant line. It ensures safety. It protects the sensitive components downstream. Now, imagine you are the input current. You have a day of extraordinary inspiration. You work 3 times harder. You produce a massive spike of value. You expect the system to capture this energy. You expect the output to rise, but the regulator does its job. It sees your spike as a threat to stability. It clips the top off the waveform. It grounds the excess energy as heat. The output remains a flat line. The system does not know you did anything extraordinary. It only knows that it successfully prevented a surge. This is why burnout happens. Burnout is not the result of doing too much work. Burnout is the result of the disconnect between input and output. You are pouring high voltage into a circuit designed to clip it. You are generating heat, not light. The fundamental error is a confusion of categories. You believe you are the engine. You believe that if you run smoother, the vehicle goes faster, and you will be upgraded. But in a large-scale rational system, the individual is rarely the engine. The structure is the engine. The protocols, the hierarchy, the capital, that is the machine. Fuel is necessary. Fuel is valuable. But fuel is a commodity. It is meant to be consumed. And most importantly, fuel is meant to be uniform. You don't want 1 gallon of gasoline to explode with twice the force of the others. That damages the engine. You want every drop to burn exactly the same way. When you try to be special, when you try to be better, you are acting like volatile fuel. The system recoils. It tries to stabilize you. It asks you to tone it down. It asks you to document your process so it can be replicated by someone else. It is preparing to replace the fuel while keeping the engine running. Once you see the regulator, you cannot unsee it. You stop trying to force the voltage spike. This is not giving up. It is not laziness. It is physics. You realize that pouring more energy into a system designed to dissipate, it is irrational. So, the behavior changes. The emails become shorter. The urgency fades. You stop volunteering for the fires that were started by structural negligence. You do the work, you meet the standard. But you withdraw the emotional investment. You stop hoping the machine will love you back. A machine cannot love. It can only function. The hum in the room doesn't go away, but it stops bothering you. You put on a coat, you do your job, and you save your voltage for your own circuits, where there is no regulator to clip the signal. It becomes quiet. It becomes distance. And in that distance, you finally breathe.